Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Miles TV. Today we're going to be teaching you how to set up a Logitech gaming controller. If you're anything like me, you went out and bought yourself your very own Logitech gaming controllers. You didn't want to use any keyboards or mouses for no first-person shooters, RPGs, adventure games, whatever you wanted to play. And you bought your Logitech controller, came with a little CD, and you put it in, no manual. Well, maybe there was a manual, but you weren't going to read 30 paragraphs how to set it up. So this is where I'm going to come in and teach you how to set it up. So first of all, put in that little CD that the controller came with and put it in the system, your tower or whatever. So you put that in. It tells you to download some stuff, install some stuff. You do that, then you get this little icon. And if you don't have the CD, you can just go to logitech.com, download the right software. That's easy. You don't have to worry about that. So what you're going to do is open your little icon right here. Now on the back of the controller there should be X and D. You have to set the controller to D, which is direct, for this to pop up. If you didn't have this set to direct and had it to indirect, like I just switched mine, this would pop up. So go ahead and switch it to direct. Alright, so now what are we going to be doing? It's going to teach you how to set presets to a controller. Let's say you wanted to play Warframe or Call of Duty or anything. What we're going to do is go down here, make new. Name whatever you want to play. Find the game that you want to play. And then you can put an icon or whatever. Icons are not important, they just pop up over here. So okay, made me a Warframe profile. So now we have to set all these buttons right here. There's two ways to do this. There's an easy way and a more direct way. Alright, so first we're going to do, you have to go to select access assignment. New access assignment. So what you want to do is label the access assignment. And you can see this is left, right. So usually people want to name it left, right. Then you have to go to edit. New keystroke to set your keystrokes to whatever you want them to be. So since we're doing left, you would do left. Okay. And then right, record, right. Stop, okay. Now you see those two keystrokes are in there. Then you go to okay. Okay, one more time. And you see you got left, right here now. And then you want to set that to left, right. And then right here, you got your y-axis. Y-axis is usually up, down, forward, backwards. So you're going to go to edit, new keystroke, record, up, stop, okay. New keystroke, record, down, okay. Okay again, and now they should be on there. So forward is usually up, backwards is usually down. And that's how you're going to move backwards, forward in the game. So let's set that to up, down. Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Alright, so we got those set. Now your right stick is usually a little bit more trickier, because your right stick is going to be what people want their mouse to do. So in order to do that, you're going to have to click that, go to access properties, set to mouse access, or whichever access you want it set to. Go down, do the same thing, mouse access Y for the Y axis, and now whenever you move your right stick, it's going to be doing whatever your mouse should do. Real simple, guys. Took me a year to figure this out. Not really a year, but whatever. long time. Alright, so now we got our presets over here. And this is your D-pad. There's a little button on the controller which is called mode. You can press that and it'll switch your D-pad with your right stick. So if you wanted to use the D-pad for movement and you already had it preset to the right stick, just press mode and it'll switch that over for you. But if you just like your D-pad the way it is, hotkey, if you're playing Call of Duty, you want to just call down a strike or drop a supply drop, let's just keep it like that. So you can name it to whatever. I usually keep it as new POV, point of vision. So you can do first person shooter style, so you don't press the wrong button. But if you want a lot of buttons to choose from, some extra hotkeys like you're playing an RPG, you just keep it off first person shooter. And in order to set presets to that, we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to go to edit, new keystroke, record, press the button, the hotkey that you want, stop, and then OK. And then OK again. And then if you want it set to up D-pad, left D-pad, right D-pad, you would just click that and then set it to whatever. Alright, but there is another way to do all this a little bit faster. What you're going to do is go to edit, assignments, keystrokes. And we're going to hit new, record, and then press the keystrokes that you want. Stop, OK. New again, record, another keystroke. And you're just going to keep doing this until you have all your hotkeys set that you want. And then when you go into something like, let's do X, new keystroke, and all the keystrokes that you just put in there will be right there. You just click the keystroke that you want, and then they'll be there. So now your X button became your V hotkey. Alright, now let's do another tricky one, which is usually right trigger, left trigger. Right trigger and left trigger are usually what your mouse clicks are going to do, or whatever you want your mouse click to do. In order to set, you can probably set your mouse click to left bumper, right bumper, but usually it's left trigger, right trigger. So in order to set your mouse clicks to that, you're going to click where it says LT or right, RT, which is left trigger, right trigger. And then you're going to go down to mouse button left. So if whatever your mouse button left is, you're going to click that, and it's going to switch to mouse button left. Mouse button right, and then just so happens if you use your middle mouse button, bam, there you go. It's all set up. So you're just going to do this for all the presets, whatever you want, set however you want it. There are even commands you can do for the Logitech. And the commands are just basically a series of commands that you want to do. And let's say if you're playing Street Fighter, quarter circle punch, you could just press X and it'll do that quarter circle punch. So you can do the Hadouken. But you're gonna have that set. And once you finish all this, you're gonna plug in your controller, and you might ask yourself, man, I did everything that Miles told me to do, but my controller's not working. Well, this is where Logitech got silly and did this silly thing. See, once you select your game, I feel like it should automatically work. Whatever, DFO, bam, it should work. Neverwinter, bam, it should work. But you have to go into global profile settings in the option settings. And what that's going to do is bring up your profiles to all your presets. And you have to select the right profile. So if you wanted to play Warframe, you have to select Warframe and then OK. And then now you can play Warframe. And then same thing if you wanted to play something else like Dungeon Fighter Online. You have to have apply preset profile. Or you can switch it to apply profile to games automatically. If you notice, you'll see these little buttons right here. The one at the bottom it's gonna pick. You have to pick whatever game you're playing for that profile. So if you wanted to play Warframe, you have to click Warframe and OK. Apply profiles to games automatically is not recommended because it's gonna pick the game that it thinks you are playing. So if you were playing Warframe, it might pick Dungeon Fighter Online or Neverwinter for you. I don't know why it thinks that way. I don't know why. So usually it's just best to go down to this little bottom one right here and set. And every time you play a different game, to set whatever game you're playing. So if I wanted to play Dungeon Fighter Online, I would select that and always hit OK. And then go to Dungeon Fighter Online, and you can see I have all my keystrokes and buttons here. All that is set, and now I can finally use it the way I want to. But if you're playing a game that already has hotkeys and commands that you like, just remember to flip the controller over and switch it to X, which means indirect mode. And then that's going to have all the command layouts that the game already wants you to have. And then you can go into the game setting itself and then change the hotkeys or the movements or whatever. But this is just another way around, like if the game doesn't recommend you use a controller, but you think, hey, this game would be awesome with a controller. So if you have any questions, guys, just leave a comment at the bottom. If you want me to go into more details about different things, just leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching Miles TV, guys. Really appreciate it.